it's going to require that Right? You never know. Anything can happen. But let's see what Rand can do with a Queen Charge hybrid. We still want to see these attacks because they're still, it's all about momentum. If you get a 3-star here, you can then use that as momentum. Like, okay, I tripled my last stack.
To be tied?
Well, not
you
tied.
Use that momentum to be tied.
No, that you use that momentum in your next war, right? So you triple here. You're like, okay, I tripled. I can do it again, and I feel confident. So that's where it comes down to, because both these teams are 2-0. If you lose this match, you're only 2-1. That's not a bad situation to be in.
Not bad by any means. I still would give them a good, solid chance at moving on. But as far as casting this war, I gotta say the Titans are in a very tricky spot. Hercules is just chaining them up back down in the depths of the earth yet again. And Rand moving now in along the top corner of the space with his queen to try to charge through. He's getting a little bit of awkward pathing here. It looks like he drops that invisibility spell to force her in to engage that town hall. We'll be able to pop that down and set up for this hybrid army next. Miners and Hog Riders are going to get a couple of heal spells to keep them safe through the back end of the base. Keep your eye on that Rage Tower right in the center of 2 multi-infernos and a monolith and an eagle.
He's fighting so many red air bombs here. His healers are about to be toast as this queen walks a little bit further in, seeking earbuds. Ragaloot's Lava Hound, which means the world champion is going to get distracted on this hound as the hybrid is cutting across, trying to make its way into the core, as Hogs and Miners do kind of split off in a couple different directions as the Kingsville goes off with a defensive rage through the bottom side.
And that Rage Tower has also got a Tesla farm protecting it. That is a very juicy core for Rand to try to take a bite out of right now. We have got Hogs streaming on through and trying to get maximum value from their heal spell to keep them topped off through so much damage. I think it might actually just work. Rand's taken another big blow with a giant bomb exploding in his face, but he's made it through that really, really super tough compartment. And with a minute left and still has the Royal Champion shield left to toss, this might be the first 3-star for the Titans.
This is what I'm talking about, momentum. Once you start to talk about it, things can start to deliver, and Rand gets it done for ETX Titans. If they don't win this war, he could be like, I tripled, and that can help immense when it comes to your future wars. You just win one more, and you still will advance to next weekend. Congrats to Rand getting the 3-star with the Queen Charge Hybrid. Yes, their odds of winning this war is still not great, but they're going to still try to put up 3 stars and hope for something crazy against Clash Champs.
It's just you needed attacks like that earlier on in the war. You needed to be able to follow through with that consistency that we've been talking about. If you want to be clearing through the top and being one of... there's only going to be 4 teams that move on undefeated through this stage. That is going to be such an impressive thing to claim, especially if you were also undefeated in stage 2. That'll be a very difficult thing to be going up against next week, as Loop now from the Clash Champs will be presenting his last attack of this stage, as we would definitely expect, as things are going right now, Clash Champs to take the victory. It's going to be that Archer Queen in the bottom section now, healed up to get a little bit of a funnel established for Loop, as he gets quite a bit of value in this bottom compartment, finding the enemy Royal Champion as well as a scatter shot to be able to take down before he gets set up for a little bit of a lighter Law Loon. This is exactly what we've seen before from the Clash Champs, though. They do prefer to get these deep assaults with a queen deep inside the base to take down those big splash damage structures. So this is just by the book so far for Loop, not catching very many surprises or anything that could give him a major problem, Carbon.
And notice he dropped the Apprentice Warden in right away to help assist this queen get through this area even faster, because it's going to provide the damage wherever the queen's attacking, but also it's going to provide the HP buff to help assist the queen in the charge. So this queen's pushing her way through, but no, take a notice at the time. With about 1:45 seconds now left in the attack, you have to start to think about Lalo. So when you're doing a Lalo at home, that's typically the time I recommend to start. When you see a 1:45, start the Lalo. But these pros, they're so good that they can get away with starting the Lalo in around 60 seconds because they're so efficient at moving the balloons across the base.
And that's just one of those advantages that you mentioned there. Instead of choosing an Ice Golem to pair with the Queen, Ice Golem can work really well against shutting down a big, heavy, high DPS core of the base. But if you just need consistent throughput to be added on top of her, that Apprentice Warden is a great new addition to the game that can provide some additional tech options here for really highly skilled players like Luke to take advantage of. Queen is still chugging alongside the bottom, but he is not going to be able to focus on her as the top side attack has now begun, with Loons getting slowed down quite a bit as they try to make their way to the center. The first and second start been claimed, but he loses the Queen now, and it's going to hope that those healers will be able to pivot off onto the King and provide a little bit additional support. Oh, looks like they're split, and a couple are going to go help the Royal Champion down onto the bottom, who finishes off that multi-target Inferno, but still has to deal with that Monolith. Nice placement there with the Skeleton Spell to try to finish that off and provide some cover for her, but with the Expo picking them away, I don't think that Monolith is going to go down, and this is just going to be a really tricky, big core section of the base to have to try to finish off.
He does use the phrase on the Monolith here. The King is the only hope of trying to clear the bottom right component. He does have 2 balloons, but the problem time, he doesn't have enough to go back to the clan castle because of the defenses, which pulls the Royal Champion to the right side. Oh, no, there's red airbombs from these, but he didn't have the time. It was too much health anyways, and a defensive King still up. So ETX Titans do have a defense here. And they're going to look to get a 3-star. Try to answer. They are down by 2 stars with the same amount of attacks used. So even if they get a triple, would put them to 11. All Clash champs have to do is get a 2-star, no matter what, for a victory.
Beautiful base building there by Sikander. Excellent job holding Luke at bay. Even with that Apprentice Warden pick, getting a little bit more DPS stacked onto the bottom side. We were talking, I mean, you were mentioning how difficult it is to wait a minute and a half before you get the initial deploy of your main army, and how close that winds up cutting it toward the end stage of that attack. Had plenty of firepower, but just ran out of time. Such a difficult call to make in the heat of the battle here, and we'll see if Sikander's defenses can stack up the same. A bit of a different here. We've got mostly super barbarians, but has brought one of those Electro Titans maybe to try to clear out the CC or any potential skeleton traps that could be popping up. But also did bring that Apprentice Warden in. It's going to be moving in hot within a blimp early on. 2 clone spells ready to drop on whatever he's got souped up and ready to be raged inside of there. It's the Super Archers, of course. And with some good luck, might even be able to chain some damage onto not just the Town Hall going down, but also onto that multi-target Inferno. Could potentially get shots against the Monolith. There's a lot of great targets in here, Carbon.
Yeah, the Monolith's going down. Royal Champion's gone as well. Now you don't have to worry about the Town Hall explosion, as there's all these openings around the wall to allow his Super Barbarians to continue their way through, as the Warden is now down with the Queen. Electro Titan can help make its push through as we have Super Barbarians coming to the top side. Ice Golem is down as he's got to move his way all the way around this space as the King is still being a way to deploy, but he has the one Apprentice Warden, which you typically don't want to place near your own Warden because then you just won't get that buff. It doesn't stack on top of each other, so might as well send it to where maybe the Royal Champion decides to go.
Eagle artillery shots are going to be firing down on this army the entire time, and that is just going to be a lot for him to have to power through against, especially now with the raged up scatter shots on the top side, just getting lots of shots in. But these are splash damage structures that aren't necessarily built to counter what Sikander's throwing at him just yet. With a Grand Warden Eternal Tome popping off, he'll get a little bit more breathing room as he tries to make his way through the top corner of the space and onto a really difficult right side corner as well with a multi-target Inferno and that enemy Archer Queen ready to pop off. He has held on to a couple of hero abilities now, with the Queen unprotected, but still holding on to her ability, and with a Royal Champion yet to get into the action. Just a minute left and lots of cleanup left to do. I think that there's too much base left for him to get the triple, but he will be toward a very high percentage 2-star, Carbon.
And he sent the Royal Champion down to the bottom side. I'm kind of curious here because the defensive King was down there. Didn't send the Royal Champ into that Eagle Artillery because the Queen had no chance of even reaching it. Yeah, you could drop a minion in there, but it will take way longer for the minion to ever take that down, unfortunately, as the Royal Champion is not able to clear too much, as it is going to be a 2-star, so all Clash Champs have to get is just the 1-star for a victory in this match.
The last little Winion right next to the Eagle Artillery, a little bit too close for it to be able to fire back, but I don't even know. It's spitting Dark Elixir at that thing, so we enough to finish it off in the 7 seconds we have left. But Sikander will allow the valiant effort to continue, as that will be the last troop standing for his army. Can we technically call it a time fail because he ran out of time there, or because
no,
that was not going to be enough to finish off the base. Sikander with that 2-star, 77%. At least he comes up lucky with a 77. He can go try to hit a jackpot somewhere else later today, but it is not going to come up the way that he was hoping for in this match here and now. The Titans are down for the count, and that is going to be a clear path to victory for Selenho, attacking the last base that remains. That belongs to Ram.
All he needs to get is that single star. That's all you got to get there. But if he gets a triple or even, let's say, 2-star, and that 1-star never happened, it was a 2 on his own, then the person who got the 1-star really doesn't have to feel too bad because it wouldn't have it didn't make the difference, essentially, because everyone else didn't get their 3 stars that would be needed against Clash Champs, but it can play a role on a mindset of the players. Because when you know that your teammate gets a 1-star and the war's pretty much out, you kind of are almost given up at that point, which can affect future attacks from your team. But we're seeing Selenho coming in now with the Super Barbarians. It is again with the Sarch using the double clones. It's either going to be Super Archers or the Super Minions, one of them. And with 5 invis, that blimp's going across. Gonna wait to pop that warden ability as late as possible. Oh, no, he's still waiting because the sweeper pushed back, and boom. Brilliant, but he does find a tornado trap right now. This sweeper is going to be very annoying to try to push past.
Yeah, super difficult spot here. You just wish that there could have been a freeze or even 2 lightnings, but every single spell is going to count for Selenho now. Gets the invis off there, and we'll be able to protect the troops popping out of that blimp as the Super Archer's going to get cloned up now, firing away on all cylinders and trying to get those long shots to take out some key targets. Gets a little bit of splash damage onto the multi-target Inferno, and as that long-range geometry is trying to get the angle just right, looks like the damage is not going to be coming in against the Town Hall just yet, but Selenho is still doing quite well with that early stab here. And, looks like the Super Archers actually are uncontested now in the center, not taking damage from any buildings at all. It's just going to be the CC troops that are causing them a little bit of difficulty now.
Remember, he doesn't have to take the Town Hall down. He just needs to get 50% at the moment, which he'll easily be able to do with his heroes as they will run their way across. There's the Electro Titan to the left side to help deal with the Lava Hound over there, while he sends the Queen, King, Super Barbarians to the top side to path his way eventually to that Town Hall.
46%, 47%, a few more buildings, and that'll be it. 49! Come on, Selenho, 50! That 1 single star claimed from the attack will be enough to guarantee victory for the Clash Champs, as they are now in the money in this year's Clash of Clans World Championship. They are moving on to stage 4 and will be the first team today to claim that great spot. Congratulations to them and the ETX Titan squad that fought against them valiantly, but will still need another win somewhere else in this Swiss stage bracket before they can move on to join their foes. Moving in against the Town Hall, Carbon.
Yes, this queen is making her way onto that town hall, continuing to push through with the ability, secures the town hall, and at the same time, the Royal Champ's coming to the left, and he's not only trying to end with a 1-star, a 2-star, but he's looking to put a 3-star on the board. Looking fantastic, and Clash Champs finishing up with 13 stars.
Another confident finish here, the 13-star conclusion with a 98.2% average destruction for the Clash Champs. Extremely impressive follow-up now, as once again we've seen that is kind of the bar that you would expect to be set for a lot of super high-ranking teams, minimum of 13 stars to pull off a confident victory, and with some really solid defenses as well from these top teams. Both Clash Champs now holding their opponents at bay, as well as Badzinger just right before them, keeping those attacks all the way on the edge periphery of their defenses. Yeah, I think that there's a lot to be said, both in terms of the base building and the creative offensive skills that we've seen from the teams that are advancing so far, Carbon. Lots to be very excited about, as the 4 teams that already have golden tickets cannot rest on their laurels at all, because this open season has just brought a whole new crop of talent up. In some cases, returning some of the players that we had seen before who had performed really, really well in the past, but bringing a little spice here and there, as we love to see in the Clash of Clans esports scene, bringing in a new player sometimes to shake up the roster a little bit and add some fresh blood to the mix.
Absolutely. Let's go take a look at some highlights from this last match here indeed. And I'll go ahead and update you guys on some scores around the league. As we saw, this match ended at 13-10 for Clash Champs. But I'm taking a look at Strut. They're currently 4-4 in their match against X Team Esports. All they need to do is get a 2-star, and they will be victorious, because X Team Esports
Yeah, the Swiss bracket is even more forgiving than double elimination because it's effectively triple elimination, and you only ever get matched up against teams that have the same record as you. So it's a very fair run to the end and plenty of opportunities to fight onward. But I gotta say, we can pat ourselves out on the backs, boys, because we made a very good pick for our round one selection when we watched Strut go up against Time to Throw. Both very good teams that have performed well so far. But Strut is going to be advancing with a victory now over X Team Esports. They picked up a 14-13 scoreline on that run. So Strut will be going on to stage 4. But I said that was a good round that we watched earlier with Strut because they also went up against the only other team in this last round of 10 matches. Only one more team could also put up 14 stars, and that was also Time to Throw. They picked up a win in the 1-1 bracket over and above Turirrit Warrior. That was a 14-11 scoreline, which means that Strut is now advancing, and Time to Throw now have a 2-1 record, as they'll be advancing further in this stage with just one more win necessary to make it to round 4. The Swiss stage is going to be continuing throughout the rest of today as we start to slow down the match schedule a little bit so that we can watch as many of these bubble round opportunities as possible. We want to catch as much of the great action that's playing out in the thick of this bracket. And so, yeah, there's some great ones left today as we've got 3 more matches to enjoy. Maxie, what's standing out to you as something that the players out there should be keeping an eye on?
Well, I also actually wanted to shout out some players that don't have to keep an eye out anymore, and that is the teams that were unfortunately eliminated now because we don't have only 4 teams with a 3-0 record. We also have some with a 0-3 record, so we have to say goodbye to some teams that fought really hard and really well to get to this stage. They are Explot Sattery, Cloud Esports, and eFiliocci. So we say goodbye and arrivederci to them, but I'm sure that was not the last that we heard from them. But now let's get back to the teams that are still in there and still fighting for their spot for the last golden tickets that we're going to be giving away in the next weeks.
Absolutely. You talked about the teams that were eliminated. Let's go and talk about the teams and show you the graphic of who actually advanced to the next Swiss stage. And there you go are the 4 teams that advanced so far. Secured their spot in stage number 4, which is going to be the second Swiss stage. They don't have to play tomorrow. They'll be able to take a breather, relax, and wait till next weekend, which include Clash Champs, Engine Stars, Strut, and United. Itsu, is there any teams here that surprised you to be getting out of one of the first 4 teams to qualify?
I think Magnus Stars really surprised me. I think I was just double checking their scores from the first rounds. They have gotten 13 stars in the first round, 12 stars, and then 13 stars again, which is not easy, especially considering who they played. They played, for example, VN Esporting in the first round already. In the third round, they have just won versus NJ Flex. So not easy opponents overall. And then we already said, like, a lot of people, when they were like, what is your top 4 teams who you think are going to get the golden ticket? I think for a lot of players out there, Clash Champs and Strut were on this list already. So those are, even though it's like really, really nicely done and really impressive that they did it with a 3-0 record, it was, from a lot of players, expected, if that makes sense. Well, I think the one team, especially how they did it to me, stands out with Agnes Stars. How about you, Woody, though?
Yeah, I guess I would say I'm a little bit surprised by them as well. I mean, I picked Clash Champs and Strut to both get wins, so those are certainly not surprises. But yeah, Agnes Stars did not have quite as convincing of a run through the beginning of the stage or in stage 2 when they were picking up, 12-star performances to make it all the way through, but not exactly, the dominance that you would expect of one of the top 4 teams now to be undefeated in stage 3. And I guess a similar line could be said about United. Didn't have a clean run earlier on, but also managed to break through today. And sometimes that's all you need is just one really good day of consistent performance against tough teams, but they're tough themselves. So hats off to them. We've got 4 teams now that are going to be cleared to advance as we tee off our next round coming up shortly.
That's right, and yeah, I wanted to add real quick that of course it's a very nice success to get to the next stage, but and you can do that by having a one good day. But to really get to the World Championship, you have to give it your best. So if you think that you made it to the next stage now because you had a little bit of luck, a little bit of good day, then I'd say you really need to push hard and work hard in the coming week. So you're not dependent on luck anymore on the next weekend, because as the teams get fewer and fewer, the quality gets higher and higher, and it makes it harder and harder for you to get the victories that are necessary to remain until the very end. We will give away 4 golden tickets. But in the back end, guys, we are figuring out what we're going to show you next. I'm sure you are as excited as we are about the next matches. Of course, from now on, we're just going to be showing you matches where it matters. So where either a team that wins will advance, or a team that loses will get out of the competition. Carbon, have you got any information already what we're going to be witnessing next, or are we still figuring that out?
We're still figuring out. It's not locked up just yet. There's a couple teams in terms of matchups that we're going to be jumping into, so it's still on the table. But either match that we jump into is going to be an amazing one. If you're at home and you know, wait, what matches are left? Well, you can go into the game and take a look. And if there's any matches you want us to take a look at in the future, just type it in the chat and let us know so that we can then note it down, potentially not only either jump into that match to show you it live or provide you updates on the screen with the scores and let you guys know how those teams are doing. Plus, you can see the scores update after the war is complete. It doesn't update live as the attacks come through. It's only once the wars are done. Then it shows you exactly how the teams did perform. But either way, like you said, Maxi, that this is going to be a very important match where we're going to be determining teams that are advancing, teams that are going home, and all that work's coming down to this. And if you're able to make it to next weekend, that's where the prize pool starts to be paid out into.
Yeah, that's right. I've just received word that we're going to watch next Early Attacks versus NJ Flags, which should be an incredible match, especially with like how they did so far in this Swiss stage. And I mean, those two teams are looking really strong, so it's going to be interesting. And the big question again, is this another match decided by a 1-star early on into the match? Are we keep jinxing those poor teams with like joining their matches with this stream and having like one of them getting a 1-star? Because that would be really unfortunate. Like, you always want to have those close matches. The last 2 matches, unfortunately, were somewhat one-sided, with one team just running away with the lead and then just snowballing out of control. But what do you think about the next match?
We have got an excellent match queued up for you, and I know that I'm going to be sitting out of the predictions for this one. The one I'm going to be watching is going to be Early Attacks versus NJ Flex. That is one of the 3 that we are going to be coordinating, and so we've started to gather predictions on that one, so you can keep that in the back of your mind as you try to decide which team you're going to be tipping your hat in favor for. I know it was not an easy choice for me. They had some really difficult opponents so far today, but because I'm standing out, let me just make the case real quick for NJ Flex. They're a team that just lost to Agnes Stars, one of the squads that picked up an extremely impressive top 4 finish in the 3rd stage. So NJ Flex was 2-0 going into the match against them today. They haven't had the most incredible offense so far. In fact, getting some pretty tight wars overall. But this is consistency that I'm looking for. It's a squad that I think is relatively new and could have the potential for an upset here, even with only an average of 12 stars. I think that they are difficult to get a good read on, and a good strong opponent from Early Attacks. I can't hold it against y'all for making a solid prediction over on that side, but let's go ahead and introduce the teams first before we get too deep into the predictions, so that we can give the proper dues to both of these excellent teams.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And as we're talking about the team's performances so far, we could see that it's actually quite close between them. But here are the first 5 players from the Early Attacks side. And we have Chihawa here, Hiroya, Kuma, Yata, and Hades. So a very interesting lineup with many familiar names that have been known in the community for quite some time. Especially, I was, will be keeping my eye out for Yada's attack, as much like Koreshi, he is known for his bowler strategy that he has perfected in many attacks. And Hades, who appears to be a very creative attacker, he can come in with basically anything. I've seen crazy queen charges from him, but also just some out of the box thinking. And we were talking about it earlier. That is something that we are really excited for in these last chance tournaments. That the teams might come up with, and I think Hades is a candidate with creative thinking who might just show us something like that.
Indeed, amazing attacks to be expected from early attacks, but their opponents, NJ Flex, are not gonna be to be stopped here with Pipto. We have Trustinets, Paul, Kevin, and Sam, but we're taking a look at the percentage in terms of the hit rate, and it is definitely a little bit lower than from early attacks, but they're not going to let that stop them. They're going to be looking to bring it because they know if they win, they're able to then advance. If you lose, it's not all the hopes are lost, right? But you don't want to start 3-0 or 2-0 and then go 0-3 and be eliminated. That is the worst case scenario there after all that hard work to get to that point, Itsu.
Yeah, I mean, that would be always the worst. Just like getting reverse swept to some degree, right? Like being just so close, but yet so far, and then not making it with like collecting some unfortunate losses. But overall, like stats wise, I think they tell a really clear story. With I feel like pretty much every player on the EA roster having like an above 60% hit rate. And some of the top hitters of NJ Flex having just barely those 60%. So, stats-wise, it is one-sided, but is it going to be one-sided in the end? That is the big question. And we, I think, maybe can take a look at the predictions of the casters if we're ready. And we are actually. Quick reminder, though, for you guys out there in the chat, make sure that you're letting us know who you think is going to win, EA or NJ Flex. And we have actually Woody going crazy. Now the question is, since we're always talking about the jinx power of Carbon, is like Maxi, are we strong enough to counter the jinx power of Carbon, or do we really need 3 other casters to somehow make Carbon guess right? Because he didn't get Rob right. The last match was
you're
correct.
right. So. Yeah, you weren't able to do it all by yourself there up in match 2. Then in match 3, you're right. The force of all the 3 of us did was able to compete with Carbon's jinx powers, but now it's just the 2 of us. I don't know if we need a heavyweight predictor like Woody alongside us to actually be strong enough, but we'll see. You know, it will also be decided between Woody and me now, who remain perfect for today, because so far we've had quite a good catch there. But yeah, let's see how it develops. It's definitely going to be a very close match, I think, especially something that we have to keep in mind is that for both teams, so much is on the line now that sometimes the stats don't have so much, they don't have so much meaning like they usually do, because the situation is just different from usual, and the pressure plays a higher role. So I think teams that usually might not get the most consistent high stars could get a very high war now, and other teams that are usually good could maybe have a little upset here.
Yeah, upsets can happen. That's the name of the game here in Clash Esports. You have to be ready for anything. 1-stars seem to be a common theme between the matches that we have been covering. Out of all the other matches, it seems like the 1-stars are not coming in. But when they're on the main stage here, where they're being shown, the pressure is hitting them maybe a little bit different. We've talked about the pressure of how it can affect these players. But, if they don't have the experience, then that's where it can start to be in the back of their mind. Wait, everyone's watching me. The pressure is here. However I perform here can determine what people think of my attacking ability, even though they're all really, really good. Just 1-stars can happen. You have to deliver, and you have to be getting 3 stars to give your team the best opportunity to try to advance and have that chance at a golden ticket.
Yeah, that's right. Everything is on the line now for those teams. And I feel like if we talk about the experience and how they can handle pressure, EA so far was in a lot of big tournaments, and now the question then is as well if NJ Flex can really like live up to the pressure and actually can like handle that pressure. Because I think Maxi can agree. If you're completely new to this type of tournament, and obviously like all of those players have experience with playing community tournaments, but it's a different thing if you're an official cast like this. So this is for sure something to be considered. But overall, I think both teams will obviously try their best and give us hopefully a really close show. And I'm just hoping for no 1-stars, please, from none of the teams. I want to see a lot of great attacks, and that's exactly what I'm hoping for, Woody.
Well, I'm happy to deliver the spicy pick for the prediction here. We'll finally get to decide if Maxi or I are going to have the insight necessary to possibly go perfect today. But I'm really glad that I asked you that question earlier in the segment also about the experience factor playing a role in being a streamed match, because I think as we saw for the previous round, both of those teams had a lot of experience on streamed events, had been plenty familiar with the camera by that point. But I think that the story is a little bit different for this time around. As we had mentioned, early attacks with a lot of experience in community events. NJ Flex are kind of more the upstart figure here, who don't have quite as much of a showing in top events, but have been doing very well so far in our open qualifiers, and that's exactly what this event is designed for, to showcase talent for teams that may not have had a chance through other events yet to make a breakthrough. I do want to say, though, that I think that the result here is going to be skewed one way or the other, either for a blowout victory by early attacks, which I'm not, predicting at this point, or a more narrow margin of victory for NJ Flex. I think that if we see a tie on stars, that it's much more likely for NJ Flex to get the win. And I think that if either team is going to come out ahead with a star victory, that I would tilt toward early attacks. But as we mentioned, if we don't see any of these 1-star strikes, it's kind of about which team can put up a better consistency overall, trying to chug along through with those 3 stars that they really want to try to get, but have proven quite difficult here in the late stages. We didn't see any perfect wars in the previous round of matches, only 2 14-star wars. 13 stars is a lot to ask, and their opponents have put them up before. Stars taking the 13-star victory over early attacks, and I believe Clash Champs got a 13-star victory. Stars defeated NJ Flex, and Clash Champs got the victory over early attacks. So, both of these teams have given up plenty of stars. They've put plenty of stars up on the board themselves, but it's going to be, I hope, an interesting match that goes down to the wire till the very end, Maxi.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sure it will be. And even with the matches before, where we had some very, very close stats, some of these matches, they didn't even end up being close, as we had actually 2 matches that we streamed that were basically decided before the last attack, with just like a 1-star being necessary, I think. So actually anything can happen here in these matches as well. And yeah, it's a very interesting take there, Woody. We haven't seen a single perfect war. I mean, I don't think that there's a huge risk that we're pre-jinxing something, because in the current meta it is just so hard to actually even get there, to get this chance, because we have seen, I don't know, a handful of 14-star wars, as you said. So in the current meta, which I think is really, really good for the competitive scene because of the variety of attack strategies, and yet the defenses and especially the spell towers are strong enough to hold attacks back and not seeing too many 3-stars. I think that with a 13-star war, you are usually good. So with the around the 60% hit rate, you should be able to get a victory in most of your matches. And also at this stage where we have the strongest teams, except for the 4 already qualified for the World Championship, still in the competition. So yeah, very excited to see if we will see a high-scoring war, or if once again we will have a big, big differential like in the wars before. But yeah, the thing I'm most excited about is, will there be another on-stream 1-star?
Well, we'll have to see if there will be, because the attacks are coming very soon. So Woody and I are going to take a step back on the off broadcast, while Itsu and Maxi will take you through the next match here. Cannot wait to see what will happen. Will it be 1-stars, or will we see a bunch of 3-stars? Well, you guys go ahead and take it away for this next one here.
Thank you, Corbin. And yes, indeed, I'm super excited for this, especially as a lot of the players of EA, that's at least for sure, what I know, are pushing as well in Legends at the moment. I feel like overall a lot of players, a lot of pros in this current phase of the tournament are trying to get as much practice in from Legend League as possible. And I feel like Legend overall is like a really important thing. If you want to improve in the game and you are a Town Hall 15 or even Town Hall 14, I would definitely recommend you to play in Legend League, because just the routine which you're getting into is huge. But let's take a look at, you are predicting at home who is going to win this, as, oh, that's a one-sided one. The Attacks, a lot of you think that they are going to win.
Yeah, and I mean, that is in line with what we are thinking. In fact, 75% of us casters think that Early Attacks will win, and 25% of us, Woody, think that NJ Flex will win. So you guys are pretty, we did a very representative prediction there among us, I think. And yeah, you said it, so I just took a quick look while you were talking about it, and checked the top Legend leaderboard, and Hades is actually, I think, in 16th place in the world right now. Of course, in the middle of the day, we don't know who has made how many attacks and how many they have left, but it shows that he's definitely up there. And I didn't check the rest, but as you said, a lot of them are pushing there as well and being quite successful. But enough of the foreplay. We are about to get some action, and True Senance is the first attacker for NJ Flex.
Yeah, and he can still decide between every single other base. Who is he going to attack from the EA team? Who is he going to pick? And obviously, what strategy is he going to choose? I mean, we have seen plenty of different strategies, a lot of super barbarians, but as well a lot of different queen charges. And yes, indeed, it's going to be a queen charge, or more likely queen walk, because we have the super dragons, but with the recall spell.
That's right, and that is why he's only putting down 4 healers, keeping one of them, because we talked about it before, the recall spell has a capacity of troops that it can recall, and it just includes 4 healers next to the queen and the unicorn. Now, he will just do a quick queen walk, I think. Yeah, there he also already finishes. I think he would have liked to get that mortar down to have a more clear path for his super dragons, but yeah, so that's a very common strategy. He will send the super dragons into the town hall, and then the success of this attack depends very much on how good he can delay the warden ability, and if he can get the dragons out of the town hall poison quickly.
Yeah, but in the end, it's not about the super dragons finishing off the attack. It's more about, like, they are taking down the damage inside the middle of the base. So, like, for example, the town hall, the ground expos, and triggering those rage towers would be massive for the attacker, as then the heroes are going to sweep around the back end and try to get everything out of that. Warden ability perfectly timed. The super minions and the defensive clan casts are not doing any damage whatsoever, and now it's all about those super dragons really pushing through, as both rage towers have been activated, and this now means then a way easier job for the heroes to go around this back end, which exactly is happening right now.
Yeah, and look at the right multi-inferno tower, or the bottom multi-inferno tower. It was not in the rage tower, I think. At least it was not lit up like the other ones. But okay, that was just a little side note there. You said everything important. It's about the heroes finishing the base, and that means they need to work together. However, unfortunately, this queen makes her way inside of the base, and after taking out a couple of more of buildings, she will get stuck there. So it's basically the king and the royal champion's job to get to the back end, but there's also a drill in the mix, and I think anything is still possible in this attack.
Yeah, the royal champion, though, getting a lot of damage, or receiving a lot of damage. The queen taken down. More buildings. King ability has been used, and another super dragon has been unleashed versus that base. But the rage tower is reloading, and a double black mine taking a triple black mine, taking that super dragon out.
Yeah, we can see the problem there. Sorry, I interrupted there really quick because I was just so excited by the queen choosing wall after wall to shoot on, and now she's like on the 4th wall in a row, unfortunately. But yeah, that's not due to the queen's AI or something. It's actually because of how True Senance placed his troops. Because once the king and the royal champion cleared the outside, the closest buildings for the queen were all in the inside, and it would have made sense for her to go outside. Unfortunately, that that means the clock runs out before he can get a chance to finish, and at 92% is where he stops. It was a solid first attack, but definitely not what he aimed to get.
Yeah, that was for sure not the start they were hoping for, but it's at least like a decent percentage, which is not too bad. We have seen some opening attacks recently which were not on this level. So let's see what now Yata can do, and if he's actually picking the Super Bonus for his attack, as he's really known for this strategy, but I have not seen him use it that often in like competitive matches. He's playing that in Legend, but I am not sure if he's going to pick that strategy now, as he's switching to a different Smash type attack. He is going for the Zap Titans. I think he's going to go for the Monolith and that Invisibility Tower. But this looks, this looks really obvious, don't you think? Like this lightning value and then the King on the opposite side. And they have expected this entry so much, and you can tell that with the first Black Mines and Skeleton Traps popping up.
Yeah, absolutely, and the Teslas as well, but I liked very much that he used wall breakers, because if he would have used Barbarians, they would not have triggered the skeleton spells, because they were a little bit behind this wall. But because the wall breakers ran more towards the center of the base, where the first walls are, they are actually able to trigger these skeleton traps. And I don't know if the NJ Flex guys who built this base were expecting that, because I think they put the skeleton traps in there on purpose. Anyways, let's see. For now, I think that Yara is coping very well with the defender having expected this exact attack strategy. Almost a minute over, so I think the Electro Titans are going to come in shortly.
Yeah, so far, as you said, he has done an incredible job of really making sure that those traps are not messing things up, getting that flinger now towards the Town Hall, and now the Titans are in. And this is always the problem. If you are, giving the attack an opportunity to an obvious entry, and you are baiting that, but the attacker is, reading that bait, it is really good looking for the attacker, as he's losing more healers, as I'm saying this with Black Mines, and the healers are just transitioning to somewhere different with the Titans going around the outside, but they might come back with that jump.
Yeah, that was quite unfortunate. However, look at the Queen. She stays back outside the range of any damage. Although she just has one healer, she has an easy job taking out these ice golems. But then again, I think he would have hoped for a better and stronger push into the Eagle and Multi compartment there, because that's where the damage comes from at the moment. However, the 2 or 3 healers at the top side, they are able to keep a lot of Electro Titans alive. The Town Hall is already down as well. Now the King and the Queen will join forces, both with their ability intact, and the Royal Champion from the outside. I think he still has a good chance here, but the time could be a problem towards the end.
Yeah, but what I love about this is the pet choice. We know time is an issue with Titans, and this is why he has chosen the Yak on the King. Remember, the Yak has gotten 5 new level compared to the other pets, and with having that, he opened that wall really quick, having the King walk around and everything. And now Winnability has been forced as well. But interesting choice there with this pet, making sure that time is maybe less a factor than we might expect. The Queen now finishing the left side. Are the troops quick enough for the bottom side, though?
I don't think so. There are too many buildings, and he has all the troops clumped up in one spot. But the Queen is coming from the top side, and she can reach the workshop, and he got it!
Wow, that was just so close, getting the last building down as we hit that 0-second mark. Really, really nicely done from him, getting that 3-star in with the Titans. It's still a smash attack, which he likes to do, which he's just so good at, but it's not his super bonus. Incredible job of just working around the bait, and that was just really impressive. This attack plan was really obvious with how the King was set up, with how the lightning value was presented to him, and the defender was like, yeah, I would just bait that, but Yara just too good in outsmarting the attacker right there. And now we're back to NJ Flex, and they would love to get that first 3-star on the board and tie things up with the attacks. And their choice is going for the Queen Charge Hybrid.
Oh, very nice. We've seen a Queen Charge Hybrid 3-star in the last match. already, and I think it's a very good choice. However, the base setup was a little different in the last match. We had an outside town hall compartment that the attacker charged. This time Pepito is going for the scatter compartment, and I wonder, let's take a look at the troops, how he's going to get to the town hall. So he's got 2 wall breakers. It's probably not enough to get the queen to the town hall. So I guess that he might just decide to hybrid from the bottom into the town hall. What do you think, Itsu?
I mean, the highest 3-star chance is from the top side, but it's a really high chance of like 1-starring as well. So I am not sure what he's going for, as the queen is just hanging on like with barely any hit points. I really want to know, like, I think 3-star right from the top side is higher, but it has the chance of 1-starring. What is he going for now? Is he taking the risk already in the second attack? We just have said we don't want to see a 1-star, and he's going instead from the bottom side. But going into the town hall early is always super, super risky. Yes, the town hall poison is just so strong. Queen ability to burst through the Lava Hound, because there's no rages left. There's not that much damage left on the queen at least, but the hybrid, they're up for a party moving into the town hall.
Yeah, that is right. However, also there's not too much damage around this town hall, so he can delay the timing is perfect because the town hall is not activated yet. He even activates the tornado, but the town hall is not. Now it's activated, so he can delay the warden ability, and just as it goes down, which is now, he can pop the warden. I think that was close to perfect there. He needs to heal the troops now right out of the town hall poison, though. There he goes. Nice free spell as well, but the only problem, in my opinion, is the queen. She took a very weird wall there and is not getting any value. If she would have gone to the upside to go to this Eagle Artillery, and the top side would have been better, but I think it's a 3-star. So
yeah, this was really nicely done. I feel like with nothing really touching that town hall, the hybrid was able to move out of the town hall poison way quicker than I expected, and that was really, really good for the attacker. But as you said, this queen is being stuck on some walls for quite some time, not doing anything useful. And time, because of that, is going to be a huge issue. The eagle finally is going to fall versus the queen. There's 25 seconds at this point left. There is super minions. Maybe they placed a bit too early, as he should have waited for the Royal Champ to tank. So then the CT Goblins could have cleared things up. But this might be still enough.
yeah, I think you're right, but definitely he should have waited with the sneaky goblins, but there we go. 8 seconds on the clock, you know, that in this current meta, that is a lot of time left, actually, and very good job here by Pepito. A nice attack, and definitely shows that they are in this as well, and early attacks will maybe have a little pressure now.
Yeah, really nicely done indeed. And well, having Hypers in his 2-star and a 3-star on their side is not a bad start at all. And it's now back to early attacks with Hiroya. And he can decide between 4 different bases, 4 different opponents, who he is going to attack, and obviously what strategies he is going to bring. On the spells, but now it's all about heroes and the value they might, which is then making this investment worth it or not worth it, really depending on that. With the king ability now trying to get into that compartment, but this queen is staying alive for a lot of time, and this king has dropped a lot of hit points because of that.
That's right, but I think he has the Phoenix on the king here, so it should be enough to take out this scatter shot, because there was not another skeleton trap. Unfortunately, the skellies did not trigger the rage tower, so that will probably be happening shortly. The queen has just the unicorn on her, so the raged up multis could actually deal some immense damage on her. But the first question now is, where will she go? Will she go to the top side or back to the bottom?
Yeah, where is she going to go with the Lado now starting from the... That is a really wide Lado drop. I mean, 2 hounds at the same time, getting everything under the warden ability. Red mines are popping around the tunnel, but the tunnel is going down. And now it's like a multiple group Lalo going across the base. This is like loons are everywhere.
That is really interesting, and look at this. He knew that around the town hall were two ground expos and around the eagle too. So as he took them about the eagle out with the skeleton, Skelly Donut, and the Lalo into the town hall with the early warden, the royal champion has nothing that deals a big damage on her. So she can easily take out two multi-infernos and the eagle artillery. And look at this. This attack is an absolute overkill. A beautiful plan. Great base identification from Heroia, and it shows why early attacks is such a strong team. And look at this, it's lots of seconds on the clock. A quick one, a convincing one, and a attack that probably makes NJ Flex a little scared about what's to come from early attacks.
Yeah, really strong showing with the 6 stars after 2 attacks in from early attacks. Now it's back to NJ Flex, and it's like for them they're in a rough spot because all they can do at this point is not fall behind more, because even if they're 3-star, well, they're still 1 star behind. If they're 2-star though, they might run risk that they are falling behind 2 stars, and that would not be good for them in this position. But they're up next. Kevin is up next, and he can decide between 3 different opponents and 3 different bases. Let's see what he's going to bring.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see that as well. Yeah, I have no idea, but they definitely need the 3-star to keep up with the pace that that early attacks is bringing to the table so far. I don't have a recollection of what Kevin used to bring, but here we see it now. Okay, it seems to be. It's interesting. So not a super archer blimp, but a lightning spell with an earthquake. Oh, well, actually, no, it might be. It's just Yetis, I guess, yeah. But he zapped something behind the town hall and used the earthquake to activate and damage the town hall as well. And he will add the super barbarians to his heroes. But 2 tanking troops, an ice golem and a regular golem. So that's going to be interesting if he has enough force from his heroes to get the rest of the base taken down.
Yeah, I feel like you just want to create the pathing with this setup. As the multi-inferno tower going down, his heroes now should be able to walk around this entire left side. Needs to be, for sure, quick on time. I'm surprised that he brought a poison, because he's running a Titan. So this to me you could just pretty much bring another freeze if you want to, or another skeleton spell, whatever, with this combination, because the Titan is kind of a replacement of a poison to some degree, especially with the clan castle.
I thought that maybe he uses it for the Royal Champion at the 3 o'clock side, for example, to get a freeze on the Queen and the scatter shot, but he's not. So let's see if the deployment of the Barbarians is in time now to keep the heroes on the inside and also provide some tanking. But what is this Queen doing?
I mean, we all know the Queen loves walls, and we're all waiting for the wall breaker Queen skin. But she's just taking this job way too serious, and is just going for way too many walls right there, as the Roy Champion has been added at the bottom side. But we have the Golem nearly going down, only a couple of Golemites being there. The Queen struggling in the core. The King has went down already at this stage. I am not sure if there's enough power for the back end with not having many Super Barbarians left at this stage.
Yeah, the timing was a little bit off. I mean, he had the right ideas there to freeze the Queen and the scatter shot, but he was just a little bit too late. Same goes for the Headhunters. They were a little bit too late, so the enemy Queen actually took out his Royal Champion. I think with a little bit better timing and a little bit more luck, the Queen not getting stuck on this wall, but helping the King out, This could have for sure been a 3-star, so the plan was quite good. But yeah, in the end, he fell short due to a couple of mistakes and a little bit of bad luck.
Yes, indeed. But this now means we're back to EA, and they're up next with their next attack, and they have the option, or like the option, but they have the possibility of pulling ahead with 2-star lead if they can 3-star with their next attack. Hades is up next, and he might just go in with the Queen Charge Twin Hawks, the same strategy which he's pushing with, but no, instead we see the Super Archer Blimp with the Super Barbarians. He's just going for the Blimp on top of that Clan Castle, it seems like, which is, no, just on the Eagle, I guess, right? Because Clan Castle versus 2 Sweepers, that is not really that easy.
Yeah, interesting. But there are 2 ground bows, which I guess is good value. But yeah, I was actually, before he attacked, I was just about to talk about the Twin Hawks. I feel like we saw a very few Queen Charge Twin Hawk attacks, even though amongst the teams when I watch tournaments, that is one of the most popular strategies, especially like for highly skilled players. So I'm wondering, do you think it has a reason why they're not using it? Maybe are Queen Charges just too hard in the current meta?
I mean, Queen Chargers are insanely hard in the current meta, with the Rage Towers being just so much stronger than any of the other Spell Towers. I mean, there's a reason why everyone is using the Rage Towers, right? Like, they're just so incredibly strong. And Super Archer Blimps as well work really well against them, so this is the reason why we see them sometimes in this competitive environment, as the Super Archer Blimp already has gotten a lot of value. And, well, the heroes now just dive through, and we have the Super Barbarians pushing everything into the tunnel compartment, as the Apprentice Warden is giving everything 4 hit points.
Yeah, it's looking good, especially because the wall break worked. He has an invisibility spell. He had to protect his queen. She goes for the town hall, so that's going to be taken care of. And with the Royal Champion ability and Ice Golem and 10 more Super Barbarians in the back, I am pretty confident to say that this should be a 3-star, unless we see 4 Skelly traps pop at the wrong time.
Yeah, that's right. It's like, there's the first trap though, popping early on. So I mean, the Royal Champ's complete opposite side. She can just really run into that next building, as we have Super Barbarians working, as we have the Phoenix working, and this just looks like another 3-star. Early attacks is just pulling ahead by quite a bit and getting another 3-star in. They're now at 9 stars after 3 attacks. Perfect hit rate so far for them, and they're really giving NJ Flex a tough time to somehow really get into this match.
Yes, that's right. And also their attacks are so incredibly quick. Look at this one here in the post-attack stats. 2 minutes and 14 seconds. I think before we had a 2 minutes and 20-second attack as well from them, if I'm not mistaken. So that is just some really good stuff here. There is a reason why they are in this position and why they have the chance here to move on to the next round, or next stage. But still, even though we have a 2-star difference between both of these teams, the percentage that NJ Flex has put on so far is actually very good. So if they get 2 more 3 stars, they actually still have a chance, because it's it's definitely possible that early attacks will get 2 stars. So let's see what Paul can do as he's sending in a blimp with the Warden ability.
Yeah, what top blimp do we have? We have the Yeti blimp, it seems like. He's trying to trigger the Rage Tower early, and obviously trying to take down as much value as possible. And the one thing which is confusing me the most about this base is just that we have like 2 army camps next to the town hall. This looks so wrong to me. I don't know why, but either way, we have that queen now slowly making her way, most likely, towards the town hall. But at the same time, he has started that queen so late that this means already nearly 50 seconds, or more like 45 seconds of this attack are gone. And time with queen charges, we have talked about this today many times, is always an issue.
Yes, that's right. And he wasn't able to lure out the Clan Castle troops either. So that's going to take some time off the clock as well. I think, though, I was thinking about these army camps. The only reason can be to mess up the pathing, right? And if you look at it, actually, a Lalo or something into the town hall would actually have to path into the clan castle, around the clan castle, and then the troops that target defenses like balloons or hawk riders would actually split so much between the 6 o'clock and the 3 o'clock compartment. So maybe that is the idea behind that. Definitely an interesting idea, even though I don't know how good it proves to be.
Yeah, I mean, at least for this queen charge, it's not really like a big difference maker so far. But we have now the Super Bavarian starting at the top side, trying to push the king inside. But the king is getting targeted right away, which you normally don't want to have to happen, as the monolith is just treading that king. There goes the freeze, just to make sure that the rage tower is not going off too early, and the king can tank a little bit longer. As we have now the Royal Shepherd from the bottom side, trying to overpower this bottom compartment.
Yeah, that is actually a nice take there. Unfortunately, finds some skeleton traps, and the Yeti Blim took out a huge chunk of defenses there, but with the Teslas around there, there's still a lot that the Royal Champion has to go up against. So nice reaction there with the freeze, but hey, wow, and look at this. There is the tornado trap. He just missed the tornado trap with the Yetis, or like was able to get around it. That is interesting. So something like this might have been here expected by the defender, but now it's very interesting to see how this attack unfolds, because the time is so close, and the queen now goes to the warden. I don't know, it will be enough. It's close.
This one gold storage at the bottom side might be the difference maker, as the skeleton trap is keeping that Inferno Tower alive, and this now means it's going to be a high percentage fail. It's not going in favor of NJ Flex. There's always those little things which are just going in early attack's favor, and this is another 2-star, not defense.
Hit rate so far in this war, 3 out of 3. So they might be, okay, maybe we can get a perfect war or whatever. But I say at this point, just go for the save 2. If it gets you to the next round, you really gain nothing from a 3-star over a 2-star at this point. You want to get to the next stage, you want to get to the World Championship, and you won't get there with more with a 3-star than with a 2-star.
Yeah, I fully agree. Like, it's not really needed to take that certain risk. Let's see how risky this approach is, as I would guess that we have a hero diving to the top side, which sounds like, okay, he's going faster from the town hall, but in the end, I think the Lalo is going to come in from the town hall side, having only 2 freezes for the invisibility tower, though. That might be the issue. But let's see how good this is going to work, as he's diving into this base with the lock launcher, leading the charge, and the queen, it seems like, never mind, not going the wrong side. I mean, she's playing that queen with the controller. Like, how did that queen come back there?
Unfortunately, the lock launcher did not open the wall towards this multi-inferno. So he's most likely not going to get this with the Yetis, especially as they move to the right side. So, let's see. Lalo into the town hall, but he definitely needs to activate the invisibility tower. Royal Champion should do that now. Yes, she does, but he also hasn't crossed the 50% threshold, but he will shortly, and the town hall will then be activated. So I think this should get the 2-star that they need.
Yeah, I would agree with the rage now happening. The town hall is going down right away. That's exactly what they had to do. The tornado trap only catching a couple of loons. Most of the loons are going around that tornado trap. No, now going towards that queen and scatter compartment on the right side. Perfect freeze right there. Only a couple of headhunters are getting spring trapped away, but we have so many lava pups flying in there now, and still a haze spell. Now it depends on if there are any red mines inside the middle, as the minions are coming from the top left trying to trigger red mines.
And he still has a haste there. He's using it. Nice job there. Ooh, but the raged up multi is so strong. And then the red mines. Let's see. He's got the Phoenix. That's basically his only hope. These loons will get melted on the way to the multi with the rage being still active. Yeah, they don't even arrive there to do some drop damage onto it. And all of these pops and minions, they will get burned quickly. I don't know how much health the Phoenix got. Full life. Okay, let's see. Phoenix versus Multi-Inferno, guys. This is the battle of the century. And oh, wait. The Phoenix would still have to get the Rage Tower. So time could be the biggest issue now.
Yeah, 10 seconds and a dream and a Phoenix. But the Rage Tower is having not full HP.
No Phoenix!
The Phoenix is just not getting enough damage. Buff the Phoenix, please. I'm kidding, but it's like a 99% in the end. Not enough damage on the Phoenix, but it was just so close. But this means it's the first defense for NJ Flex. It's just happening a little bit too late, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. So this is like the worst thing that could happen. He got the save. He got the 2-star, yes, but then he went for the 3-star and missed it by just 1%. So the perfect war opportunity is gone, and on the other hand, they have the victory pretty safely. So, but still, Sam has to do his best here. We know it's just a theoretical chance, but if early attacks would get a 1-star or like a disconnect or something, then it would still mean that NJ Flags have a chance. So you can never think that a war is over unless it is really like technically impossible to still win it. And at this point, NJ Flags with a 3-star and also with a high percent 2-star, they still have a theoretical chance.
Yeah, the chance is always there. Never give up. We have seen crazy comebacks happening before. And the strategy now, which NJ Flex have chosen, is actually Dragon Riders, and Inferno Dragons, interestingly enough. And I can see why he's trying that. He's trying to dive into that tunnel with them. But those Arch Towers, they're kind of annoying. He's trying to snap the tunnel with the Inferno, or like with the Inferno Dragons, but this King is just running around. Stop running, King. Just stay there and let the Inferno Dragons do their job.
Yeah, I feel like he's thinking heavily how to react to that, but hasn't found the right solution yet. Pretty good idea in my opinion. It is expensive, but it is quite safe to send the dragon to tank. And actually, I feel like the 6 o'clock corner was protected better than at least I expected, with so many traps and Teslas there. But now he finally got the king down and can take on the Archer Tower and the Town Hall now.
Yeah, overall were really good traps. I don't know if they were expecting an entry like this. If yes, hats off to the base builder team. If not, then just unfortunate timing for Sam. But we have that invisibility spell for the Inferno Dragons. They're getting down. That was the plan from the beginning. But this King just messed things up so bad. And now he's missing that power with those dragons as they're moving in versus the Town Hall, versus the Clan Castle and the core defenses.
Yeah, it was quite an early warden ability, so let's see how many air traps are stacked in the core. But given that there were already, I don't know, like 4 black mines at the 6 o'clock corner, I think there can only be red mines in the core now. So that's a good, good news for the dragons, actually. But now the Rage Tower will be active on this multi-inferno. Maybe he can get it down beforehand. I'm not sure. Hero's still going strong, so I think there's still a chance.
It really depends on the back-end traps. I feel like we're saying that a lot of times, but this is really how I feel with the possible black mines. Maybe some skeleton traps denying the value of the Queen and the Royal Champ. There goes the first freeze. He has 1 more freeze left to deploy. The question is, what is he going to freeze? Is it the scatter? Is it the expo? Is it something else? As the Royal Champ ability is getting popped, the Queen ability is still there, but the entry has cost so much time actually that there's only now 20 seconds left.
Yeah, and this is definitely not going to be enough. Just too many buildings for too little time. Even if he had the power, which depends on which buildings the queen will target next. Yeah, he does have enough power, but it's not going to be. Otherwise, that is very unfortunate because he took some time to think his plan over. As he found the traps in the 6 o'clock corner, and that was probably the time that was missing there in the end. Still a very good showing, and I mean it is not their last chance yet. Even though they will lose this war, they can still get to the next stage with a victory in the next one, and it definitely showed their potential in this war.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think both teams did incredible over this entire match. Luckily, okay, should I say it? I would just say, luckily so far, no 1-star, which is amazing. Let's just hope that this is not going to change with the last few attacks. But we have next Chihuahua attacking for early attacks. And, well, I'm looking forward to see what is up next for them and if they can get up to 14 stars with this match.
Yeah, that's the most that they could still get with a 3-star, and as you just tried to jinx with a 1-star, they would get to 12 stars. So let's see what it will be. Oh, beautiful! The Pekka's also on my shirt. Maybe Chihuahua watched the stream. But very interesting troop composition in general, also with the 2 super minions. But I'm happy that he's deploying troops, because looking at the scoreboard, we see that theoretically NJ Flex could still win if early attacks do not get a single star, but this would only be possible with a disconnect, and so far it's looking like Chihuahua has a well set up internet connection and can do this attack, and can let all of us witness it. Nice setup there with the flame flinger on the left side. Soon he will have to react. Oh, I think that's what the Pekka is for, maybe, to tank the multi-mortar. But yeah, let's see. The rage spell just in time. The queen barely survived there without using the ability. My call was wrong with the Pekka. It goes down on the right side to tank and funnel for the queen. And let's see how this attack unfolds now. It's as he puts down the jump.
Yeah, I'm really scared about the multi-throne tower on the left side, as this is out of range for now for the queen. The Pekka has funneled those 3 buildings. Beautiful. I'm a bit evil there, but they're looking so cool, the Pekka, right? I would love them to be a little bit stronger, as he's deploying the super minions to take to the multi-throne tower. Genius, man. But there's only, I think, a healer left, right? And 1 healer charge on top of 15 is not that easy.
Yeah, sorry I was making those noises, but I was watching these super minions trying to take out the multi in time, but it was just that tad bit too late and the healers died. And now with the Black Mines, the queen is there without any of them. Now, okay, he has to get into this town hall first. No tornado trap so far, very early warden ability, but with 3 freezes in the back, he should be able to get through there. Okay, no tornado trap triggered still, so this is going to secure at least the 2-star. Now he has a royal champion, but she will step into the town hall poison, maybe even into the monolith. And look at this, once again the Tesla farm is towards the end of the attack, and I would call at this point that this is going to be a fail.
Yeah, but I just appreciated that he's trying something creative there with the super minion, the Pekka funnel and everything. I don't know if they really changed this on the fly, like said, okay, I think this might work, and we're already kind of like one as long as I get like a 1-star. So I don't know if they really said it that way or something different, or if that was the original plan from the beginning. But either way, a really, really cool plan. You have seen just a couple of seconds later where the Inferno Tower, or like earlier where the Inferno Tower is going down. This could have made all the difference. It was an amazing plan, just not going to be enough to get the 3 stars, but still great plan and a great win for early attacks.
Yeah, definitely great win. So congratulations to them. They are the next team to stage 4. on weekend. Congrats, great showing today. And I definitely agree that this was a great plan with a little bit better timing or a little bit more luck there. If the healers would have survived the multi-inferno, then I'm sure that this queen charge would have taken out everything necessary to take out the rest of this base. But yeah, enough about this last attack. It was very enjoyable, but we have some amazing wars in store as well.
Yeah, I think that there was a lot of action happening in the background and a lot of other matches which are going to come up in just a couple of seconds as well, which will happen really shortly. So let's just have the other two guys coming back. Carbon, Woody, how are you guys doing, and what exactly was your impression of this last match? Carbon, you can start.
Well, I was still impressed with early attacks. The attacks that they came in with, the 3 stars, and they did deliver. And we'll take a look at some highlights of this last match. So congratulations. They will be actually advancing to the next weekend. They got their 3 victories, but NJ Flex is still having to try to keep their hopes alive. What was your thoughts on this one, Woody?
Well, the result was not what I had predicted, and yet my more specific prediction did hold true. It was either going to be a major star win for early attacks or a narrow percentage victory for NJ Flex. It turned out to be the former in this case, and so Eve Maxi is going to have our one and only perfect prediction run so far today. But NJ Flex, I think, did do a very good job coming close in several of their attacks to pulling off that upset, looking for any opening that they could to just inch ahead on some of those really close 90+% 2-star strikes to try to get within, distance of their opponents. But early attacks just coming out with a strong lead at the beginning of the war and then being able to push on through, denying NJ Flex some of those really close hits. Just ultimately snowballed to victory. I mean, getting 3 for 3 in the first 3 attacks has got to be very demoralizing to go up against as NJ Flex. They did manage to get some solid strikes in themselves, and I think that they have got a good chance to move on now that they are going to be going to another bubble round. But congratulations to early attacks for ultimately getting the victory here and getting to enjoy some really close hits of their own. Kuma with that Phoenix in the fight of the century, as it was called, trying to finish the 3-star, but just coming short.
Yeah, that was definitely a great one to watch, and finally we see here Chihuahua's final attack once more. The nail biter that in the end was not enough due to some very, very small mistakes. And here we have the post-attack stats, post-match stats. Yeah, we can see, as Woody mentioned, pretty much all of the fails from NJ Flex were high percent, so definitely it could have gone the other way as well. It was a close match, other than it seems from just the star count at the end. But yeah, guys, were you able to take a look at some of the matches going on? Are some other matches already finished, or where are we standing, Carbon?
Yes, and I've got some news here. So VN Esporting, they won their match 14-10, so they will be advancing, or not advancing, keeping their hopes alive. But this is definitely, wait, what? This next match, Time to Throw versus Melesmine, and Time to Throw won. They have defeated them 13-12, so now they are going to go from 2-0 to now being 2-2 and trying to keep their hopes alive. So, and the percentage was on their side. They were at 95 to an 88%. So they took the victory there. Congrats to them. No Limit and SWAT, they were both battling at 1 and 2, and if I'm looking at this, No Limit has won that by percentage, 94.2 to a 91.4. So a lot of these matches are super close. If you want to see any of these in particular as well, you can go into the game to take a look at them, as a lot of the scores are starting to now update and be there, as TPM does defeat ETX Titans 14-12, and some crazy results in these upcoming matches, and especially the ones that are 1 and 2. There's teams that have been eliminated now, Itsu.
Yeah, that's right. We have now some teams being eliminated as well. As I said, everything can be as well seen in game as I think we're already getting ready for the next match, right? Because this next match should happen very shortly. We have Dark Phoenix versus Team Exports, or X Team Esports, if I remember this correctly. And yes, indeed it is. And those two teams, I mean, come on, this is just insanely close based on those stats. Only 0.3% average destruction being the difference maker. Obviously, I think star-wise, they're like maybe some other point zero whatever still being the difference, but otherwise those two teams are close, Woody.
Yeah, this is just about as close as you can possibly get these averages to come without any sort of mathematical shenanigans in the background. Let's go ahead and look at the Dark Phoenix Esports team lineup now as we get a chance to deep dive into the 5 players competing for them. It's going to be Jack, Rishu, Mazyar TK, Ashok, and Kartik. Definitely have got a few recognizable names in this lineup and some impressive hit rates, no lower than 50%, but pushing up to 75% in Mazyar TK's case. He is the MVP for this lineup, right there in the middle, a stalwart player for the Dark Phoenix lineup. They have got my pick, as I have been rooting for them in the background for a while now and have the opportunity to move on with a 3-1 record if they take the victory over X Team Esports. But of course, they've got a tough opponent. Why don't you go ahead and read off that lineup, Maxi?
I happily will, especially as I predicted X Team Esports to be the winner. And we have Jaga there, Homura, Melly, Denden, and Mood. Some very familiar names we have seen at several World Championships before, and especially Jaga is standing out here with an extremely high hit rate of 74%. The others all around the 50% hit rate, but we've seen that in total the stats are very, very close between those two teams. And let's just say in the end, I would say that the experience of X Team Esports will cut the edge for them in this one to be victorious in the end. We definitely have a lot on the line because the winner of this next match is going to move on to stage 4.
Indeed. So let me actually do one correction that I was looking at. It was Time to Throw was taken on Melsme. It was SG, not Melsme MG, right? Because MG is the team with Tryhard, Amal, and Kingsman. So Time to Throw won 13-12 there. So Melsme MG took on VN Ace, and VN Ace actually did win that one by one building. 12-12, 91.2 to a 91. One building was the difference in that one. So now they, VNAs, have got that victory. So incredible stuff. What craziness. But let's go take a look at the predictions of this here. And Dark Phoenix, a handful of us are selecting that. And Maxie's trying to stay perfect. Can you do that? Oh, the pressure is on. Oh, boy, here, Itsu.
I mean, if it's a match where you could pick, like, if it's even underdog, I don't even know. But, like, if it's one match where those two teams just, like, seem to be incredible close, it might be this match. So let's see if Maxi is going to be correct all the way. But I'm really looking forward to this match as it just promises to be a really close one just based on the stats, and hopefully it can really live up to that hype and really make sure that we're having another, like, one of the first actual close matches, because I feel like so far most of the matches were kind of snowballed from one of the sides really early on, and it was really hard for the other team then to come back. So is that going to happen again? Is that not going to happen again? We will find out, because I think the first tanks are going to start in any second, any minute.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to it. I know we were talking about other matches in the background, and we got some good reporting there from Carbon. I'm not quite sure if these were reported yet, so I do want to let everyone know at home that there was a victory for HS Esport over ETX Badzinger. And a pretty crazy result, 11-star win for HS Esport, very low construction there against Badzinger, which only had 10 stars in that war. So kind of a surprising dip in their offensive performance relative to we had seen previously in the day. But HS Esport, with that result, will have a 3-1 record and advance as one of the top 20 teams in the world on into the money with a 4 showing that we'll see next week In addition to that, TPM Esports picked up a 14-star, very impressive finish against ETX Titans. They'll also have a 3-1 record, while Bad Singer and the ETX Titans will both be going to another round with a 2-2 record. But I think we're ready now to kick off the next war. The predictions are already in. Maxi's going to have a difficult time defending his lone spot out as the only one to make a prediction against the Dark Phoenix. But I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out, guys.
Yeah, so am I. So we'll say goodbye for now to Itsu and Woody. Thank you guys so much, and we'll be back with you in just a minute. And for now, Carbon, we are going to take a look at this next match. The teams are preparing. We are almost in the first attack, and it is always such an important one, this first attack. With just 8 minutes to prepare this attack, that is the highest, or like the second highest pressure maybe, after the last attack. And so do you feel like most of the teams or most of the players, they just go in with their favorite attack strategy that they just feel comfortable with, for example, because they use it in Legend League? Or do you think that 8 minutes for these pros, it is enough time to take a look at the base, have a fresh plan, and, you know, just choose every single troop and do something exactly for the base?
Well, I think they can pick the exact strategy maybe for the base around if they're comfortable, all right? That's the big question to see. But if Den can do this with the Super Archer Blimp into Super Barbarians is the question. Can he get the value, take it out of the Town Hall, take it out this whole compartment as we have a scatter shot. If that goes down, that's some nice value only. Oh, he's out of spells here. He's out of spells.
Oh, the scatter is so close. No. Oh, it's got like 1 HP Carbon. That is incredible. But I feel like like I've been using this strategy in Legend League as well to figure it out a little bit. And what I noticed is that the Clan Castle troops can really mess up your Super Archer Blimp value. And in this case, I feel like he should have made the super minions invisible, and thus the super archers would have skipped them and taken out the defenses instead. However, we see the king has an easy time taking out this scatter shot then, but yeah, now everything is kind of moving in. Like the king is moving into the core, but the queen is on the outside, so everything is split up. I don't know, Carmen, what's your take on this attack so far?
Well, the biggest issue now is that Eagle Artillery not going down. He can reach if the Queen walks to the left to the multi. Queen go into that compartment, and the Royal Champion's trying to help set that funnel for the Queen, but the Royal Champion's taking quite a bit of damage. But now the Queen finally not locked on the Eagle. He only got 8 super barbarians left, as the RC ability was unfortunately now forced. But the scattering and defending RC, there is so much still to get through.
Ooh, but he's got the queen ability and 3 headhunters. Oh, I don't know if they were timed perfectly there. Let's see. The scatter shot. Oh, takes all of them out. The queen ability, come on! She dies in the ability. Oh no, and there's so much space left. Look at the left side. There's such a huge compartment on the left side around this king. I just think that the Super Archer Blimp didn't have enough value there in this attack.
Yeah, unfortunate, not able to get the value there. Only the 70, a 7, trying to get a little bit more percent, 78, 79. And it's just going to be the 2-star for Denden of X Team Esports here.
Yeah, I don't know if production got it, but before this, I changed my prediction actually to Dark Phoenix.
Oh, okay, sure.
I don't know if you guys realized, but yeah. No, just kidding, of course. I trust in my X-Team Esports guys. They will turn this around, no worries, and also their defense is so strong. I would be surprised if Dark Phoenix would be able to get more than what Denden got in their attack.
Yeah, the pressure is going to be on. Can they deliver? Remember, this is your tournament on the line here with these teams. No, this is a 2-1 match. So if you lose, you're still actually in. You're not actually out of it. I just double-checked. So it's not as much pressure as if you were 1-2, 2-2. Because if you get that 3 losses, then you're for sure out. Well, let's see if Dark Phoenix
we have the first 3-star for X Team Esports, and X Team Esports is back in his match.
That is what they're looking for, getting the answer, the 3-star indeed. It was looking kind of a little sketchy there as the Queen had made her invisible, Eagle switching into the Flame Flinger, but getting the value. Fantastic job, and putting super minions inside of a Flame Flinger has proven to be pretty effective for these pro players.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, never doubt Mood. That's what I take from this. Great guy, great attack, and this could be first stone in the house that they built for the World Championship. And now we have Jack from Dark Phoenix, who is known to be a very strong Legend League pusher, and he's coming in with the Queen Charge dragons. Oh, but also Dragon Riders, Carmen. What did we call that again?
We have this Queen Charge into the Hydra, with the lightning spells taken out, the sweeper to the left, which will probably play to the left there. Yeah, it's kind of towards the Grand Warden altar, as the Queen will make her way towards the right side, grab an air defense. Then you can take the Queen and send her on the complete opposite side, maybe towards 9 o'clock to the left, so you can then send the dragons on in between where you just funneled with the Queen.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is doing, and it looks very nice because the pathing, there's such a big gap between the defenses he took out on the right and the scatter shot there, a 2-tile gap, and that makes for better pathing for his troops. Now the Warden ability, he times it perfectly. Unfortunately, there's one dragon on the right side not in it, but I should hope that this will not be too big of a problem for him. Unfortunately, this invisibility spell, okay, it seemed to be a little... Take up the single! Yeah.
Oh. That, the super minions getting cloned up at the last second was clutch, and then by making the monolith invisible, it allowed them to go out that town hall, and now Maxi, he still has a world champion, not yet deployed, but you have to be careful because there's a defending king still alive. This Queen is kind of stuck to the top side. She has to make her way through there. We have a defending king by that multi-target inferno, which could absolutely crush a world champion, especially a defending rage spell is slowly now coming back over there.
Yeah, I think he just has to be patient at this point. Okay, I think I would have even waited there, but he can use the Feast and the Headhunter together. Maybe that would get the Royal Champion through the King, but the time was also low, so I think it was a good call to start the Royal Champion. There goes the freeze, and yeah, quite good for him that there are no skelly traps whatsoever, and because of that, this is going to be the next 3-star for Dark Phoenix. Nice Queen ability. I think he should, with the Royal Champion ability, doing some damage on some buildings, taking some out. Well, I don't want to jinx it. Come on.
No,
Skelly trap?
oh, bro!
Question mark? Yes!
There is a Skelly. There's a Skelly taking on the World Champion there. Can he take this down? Singing in my pops.
Go, Jack.
4-3. Yes, Jack gets the 3-star. Again for Dark Phoenix. It's not fully all hog. As the Queen is going to take her time, defensive king doesn't have a skeleton spell for that monolith.
That's right, no skeleton spell. That's interesting. He down an invisibility spell though, but the Queen nicely took out the King with. Oh, look at this, skellies. Oh no, that's. That was close, but there are lots of traps, lots of skellies, some air traps as well. He's going to have to send a Headhunter. You invis. Come on, do it quickly.
Oh. we take care of them.
Nice job.
Grabs that, and
Now
now
we
he's
can
gonna
concentrate on tanking for the flame flick, the top side with a Yeti, maybe.
Yeah, that mortar, though, is going to lock on soon. Oh, he's just barely out of range of it as the Queen's going to continue her charge in towards this town hall. Hunter helps deal with the defensive world champion. Queen, where are you going to go? You going to walk up and around? You gonna go to the town hall. Queen, walk in, and yes, Queen is able to grab the town hall, but this is going to be a lot of damage on his Queen.
Oh, no. So, a little later with the spells, unfortunately, so it would have been better if he just used the ability. He also tried, I think that's why he messed this up a little bit, to tank for the mortar there at the top side. Unfortunately, now the scatter shot opens, but he's got some good troops to take care of this scatter shot in there. Now Queen is in danger there. He's using some spells, but I think he should start the hybrid now, so something tanks for the Queen. Hybrid is coming in, and now it depends on how good it can get through the center of the base. This Queen will die.
Ooh, yeah, that Queen goes down super fast to the super minions. He drops the heal, leading the hybrid in towards that's a double bomb tower right here. So you definitely need a ward and eternal tome to protect as they're pushing their way through. World Champs now taking on the super minions. There's the ability for the warden as he finds the tornado trap spinning around, and these healers are actually protected through all these red air bombs.
Yeah, that is really nice, and we like we know this back from the hybrid meta days in Town Hall 14. Healers that change from a Queen charge to a hybrid are actually quite strong, or like make the hybrid so strong. But the ranged up defenses there are also slowing him down quite a bit. Does he have the King ability? No. So just the hybrid troops will probably need to finish the Space Royal Champion, also about to go down, and the time carbon is running down and down.
He does have one balloon, drops it onto the cannon down south to help take it out. Minion up top for the storage. He's got Archer to the left. He's only got 10 seconds. It's a race against the clock, but he's got a storage that is up that probably has not been touched. And he's not going to have enough time here. Homer, a great effort. Unfortunately, he is going to fall short for a 94% 2-star. While Dark Phoenix has 2 triples. They're looking to get a third one and be up by 2 stars.
Yep, that would be the case if they get the 3-star, but if they don't, it's actually still quite a close call. This Homura attack was heartbreaking there. A time fail in the end. But still, high percentage 2-star. But you said it, the Dark Phoenix definitely still have the upper hand, and Homura was not able to put some pressure on them with his attack.
But can Dark Phoenix do it again? They've been very impressive. I remember Woody really been keeping an eye out for this team over the last several weeks, as we're now seeing another Twin Hog style attack with a mix of super hooks and regular hogs, with the now down south, far enough away from the Queen, because if you put it too close to the Queen, those healers can transfer off to a Yeti. Has that happened before to you, Maxi?
Of course not. I'm flawless.
Oh, okay.
No, definitely has happened to me. Yeah, and it is something that is a lot harder for you as an attacker than, for example, having your match being streamed. It's just, you look at it's the same like when your Queen follows Skelly somewhere where you don't want her. No! But that is really unlucky. Like, with the healers, you really have to mess up. But this was just bad luck for Rishu. Maybe he can send a wall breaker. This wizard tower compartment that would open also the inside wall so the Queen could step out again.
Well, he's got jump, so that will allow his Queen to kind of go somewhere and just react on the fly. King to the left, the Queen. Oh, that's a lot of damage. No! I thought she was going to die through ability. At least she's still alive here.
Yeah, I was worried about the exact same thing, but now with 3 ground balls on this Queen, H-Toss soon being off, he really like to still have this Queen ability, but he does have freezes and invis. Oh, what more Skellies? Will the Queen go again for them? No. She, jumps into this compartment. Weird, but okay.
He's got an awkward angle, rages the Queen up again, invested. Queen can now walk back around for the town hall as the hogs are now coming straight to the bottom side as the Queen is securing this town hall, which is clutch, so that the ability is used nice and early to continue this push with the hogs, but the Queen does go down. But the value Was there for the Queen at least to grab the town hall?
Yeah, this is a crazy attack here, and it even still has a chance at 3-star. He's got 5 balloons still. In fact, that he probably had planned Coco Loons, at least a couple of them, but oh no, this Monolith locks onto the Royal Champion too early, and she will die in just a second. So did his Hog Riders, and so these balloons are not going to be able to save him much. And I said it before, Carbon. X Team Esports is not out of this yet, and this is not going to be the highest percentage attack either.
Yeah, with this 2-star, putting them to 8 total stars over 1-star lead over X Team Esports. You can just hear the hog slowly dying off. It's the super hog that was stuck inside the wall that the healers actually went to and did not transfer off the Royal Champion or the main hog push. So nice try here, finishing at about an 81% 2-star. But this means X Team Esports, the door is open for them to be making this comeback.
That's right, and it's so funny to hear these Hog Rider voices in the background the whole time. I really love this new effect. But yeah, we have the post attack stats here for Rishu, 81% 2-star. We remember that I think Dan had 79% 2-star in the first one, so that's about the same. And definitely, if X Team Esports get a 3-star now, there will be a lot of pressure on the Dark Phoenix next attacker's shoulders.
Yeah, Jack is looking to deliver, either taking on Jack or one of these two. Oh, or maybe it's... Yep, okay. We still have now a Super Dragon attack in the cards. 5 Super Dragons with a blimp to send in. A couple Rocket Balloons. And the reason he's sending in Rocket Balloons and regular balloons is because he doesn't want to invest a Warden to help try to get that town hall. Can he? Yes. The Super Minions do actually lock out of the town hall first. So now you can take out the rest of the value.
Yeah, it's looking very good here. These Super Minions really have no threats whatsoever around them. And it would be nice to get, this ground targeting expo, but he's not. The invis was just a little bit off. So it would have been better to hold on. Got a couple of archers and 1 Super Minion. So either... probably 2 ice golems, I guess. So he needs to make sure to take out this, or an out, of course, to take out this clan castle before his heroes step into his range.
Yes, he used that skeleton spell on the top side, tanking for that queen. She's going to make her way up as the final minion looks to come out of the defensive siege. As he pops that warden ability perfectly to protect all those dragons in the core, freezing up the defensive rage, eagle, and the ground express heroes making their push up top.
That was really a great warden ability, catching so many troops there, some that split into the core and some that went into the eagle artillery. But still, this clan castle is staying there, but it's probably just the ice golem in there. So, okay, well, I had. Ideas, all of them were wrong. Who cares? There were rocket balloons.
There's the headhunter, and he's gonna deliver, getting it through X Team Esports, bringing them back in this match. So this one's gonna be very interesting. Will Dark Phoenix triple? If they don't, then it's all tied up on stars.
Yep, if I'm not mistaken, it's a 92% 2-star that Dark Phoenix need to even things out entirely. We take a look at the post-attack stats here for Jaga, the man with a 74% hit rate. Very impressive, and so was this attack. He really keeps his streak going, and that at a very crucial moment there for his team. And yeah, I said it, 2 stars, 92%. That is the threshold for Dark Phoenix now to get back into this. And wow, it is Kartik, another man who is high up in the Legend League leaderboard.
Yeah, Kartik looking to deliver for Dark Phoenix. And the attack is going to be another Twin Hogs here with the healers. So going to do a Queen charge with the Invis behind the Town Hall and the Rage, which is going to rage up the Town Hall. Expos, Grand Warden, both multi-target Inferno. So much value that Rage spell is covering. So you have to be very careful if you do decide to send a Queen into that area.
Yes, but he also has a log launcher, so he might even charge from the other side. Yeah, that's what he's doing. It's interesting.
As that Queen is coming from the other side indeed. Going to take out this multi-target Inferno. Then we're going to see a log launcher come in right behind once that multi's down. And he drops the skeleton spell for the... Yep, okay, so he wanted to wait till the multi went down so that the log launcher didn't take any damage from it. The skeleton spell is providing very nice distraction so that the log launcher can continue its way through, going all the way to core, planning for this Queen to follow behind potentially, or even make her way towards the scatter shot.
Okay, he reacted really well there. I was quite concentrated there, looking at the monolith, and whenever it locked onto the Queen or was if the Queen was in danger, he reacted very quickly with sending something in, or in the end using the freeze spell. And look at this, he opened all the way in the core. Now King goes in there, Royal Champion. Most likely onto this other scatter, I would think, or maybe just the Hog Riders in there. And the Queen's job is to count the Town Hall. And now the question is if the invisibility spell. Oh no!
Queen.
That was actually good for him that the Yetis didn't take out the Invis Tower. Otherwise, the Queen might have weighed her way into this bottom scatter compartment. But now he's starting the Hogs as the Queen's taking out the Town Hall through her ability. A great job by Kartik. Now the Expos will be raged up, so this Queen is going to have a hard time surviving. He doesn't let her die. Okay, he uses the spells. Nice job. And now it's all about the force of the Twin Hogs.
But look at this. He still has that jump spell. That's not going to do anything. You want to jump the Hogs? Sure, but it's not going to provide any help. Actually, it could, because when Super Hogs died, they split. That's where you could get a little benefit of a jump, I guess. But he's continuing through a Warden ability, taking out this bomb tower, making his way through the backside multis. And I was worried if the Queen charged in the Town Hall, that would have been way too much. But she charged from the complete opposite side. Got so much value, and Kartik delivering, and doesn't even need that jump spell. Swagging it in the end.
This attack was so good, not gonna lie. I thought for a second that in the end there might be just too much defensive power there for his troops. But there was a reason he brought 3 free spells, and he used them so perfectly. He held on to 2 of them, and used them just in the right moments, protecting not just the Queen, but also the Hog Riders. And this looked so easy in the end, and like such an overkill, but there was so much concentration and perfect timing, and perfect decisions necessary from the player. That was very impressive from Kartik. So pressure is once again on X Team Esports' side, because Melly needs this 3-star, otherwise things will be easy for Dark in their last attack.
Yeah, this is 4 attacks used on each side. This is the final attack for each team here. So a lot of pressure on these attackers, like you talked about before, where, hey, you have to be able to deliver if you're attacking the last one. A lot of pressure here as he's deciding to go with the blimp. And we've got Super Archers cloning them up. Another invis so he can take out this whole bottom compartment of the Eagle. Multi-Expos taking some damage. But these Archers are going to be quite annoying, causing a little bit of distraction and tanking up shots. So these Super Archers aren't going for exactly what he wants.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think a couple of mistakes in this Super Archer blimp. So first of all, he was a little bit too late sometimes with the invisibility spells. And the second, more crucial thing, I don't know why, but he opened the blimp a little bit too early. The sweeper didn't sweep for the second time, and he could have just let it fly a little bit further because he wanted to go for the multi. And you can see like this, they are very close to this elixir storage on the outside as well. So yeah, it was just Yeah, I think not ideal, but let's see how this attack unfolds. He might still get it even without having the multi taken out.
Because he's got the open wall, so allows him not to have to take any wall breakers, so he can take more troops. And those more troops are the super barbarians, and he still has that Warden Eternal Tome to utilize as he makes his way closer to this town hall. But we do have a defensive rage up protecting, or really covering that whole area, including 2 expos and a multi.
Yes, and he also has a small Lalo there. See, he's got a Hound and 9 balloons, which also is nice as he didn't find the tornado trap around these around the town hall there, so his heroes were able to take it out. But actually, like this monolith looks quite scary. He needs to pop the queen ability. He's not. He's not paying attention. Just I feel like this attack was too complicated for him. I mean, for us, of course, it's easy to say. We have no pressure whatsoever, but he tried to do many things at the same time, but he was not able to perform well on the parts of the attack that he wasn't concentrating on. And because of that, I think he fell short. If he just would have waited a little bit with the Lalo, for example, and used the queen ability, maybe he could have done both parts of the attack better, but like this, he will be falling short. And so will I with my predictions.
Well, this is going to put them to 12 stars total. Dark Phoenix, all they have to get is a 2-star to be victorious, putting them up to 13 stars. But, they don't want 13. They want to at least put out 14 and have an easy way to advance to the next Swiss bracket. But if X Team loses, they're not out of it. They still have another opportunity tomorrow to keep their hopes alive.
Yep, that is right. I was just trying to calculate how much percentage Dark Phoenix need. I think it should be 66% 1-star or any 2-star.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so let's see what Ashok can do. He is the last attacker, and he needs to bring it home now for Dark Phoenix, and then he will secure their spot in stage number 4, while X Team Esports would have to go through a 5th match and trying to get their 3rd victory.
Yeah, indeed, they do need a 67% to win in terms of a 1-star. Yep, 67% won. Or they get a 2-star, 50% they win as well, because that's 2 stars right there. As he is charging this queen directly into the monolith. The Grand Warden is there, defensive king, a lot of stuff. Oh, the queen gets locked on yet again. Pulling Sigir Mine, pulling a second Sigir Mine that does not really come out because the balloon got taken out. As this queen with the Apprentice Warden is looking to continue to charge towards that town hall.
Oh, the wall breaker did not what you expected it to do, I think. And I don't know if the queen will go in there now. We will have to wait and see. He could invest the invisibility spell, which he's not. I don't think this queen will ever go back in.
No, this queen is off on her own to the right side, does pull off this Lava Hound, make it as well, and the hybrid is now deployed, trying to bring that queen back around to the town hall, which he can, because she'll go for the Tesla, and then the Builder Huts and town hall in there. But he's got the Warden Eternal Tome to protect, pops the ability, protects through a bomb tower, finds the defensive rage, Teslas, ground skeleton, scatters, ground explodes, the whole Tesla farm. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare to push this hybrid through. And the queen doesn't even go to the town hall.
What is wrong with this queen?
Oh, wow. Well, remember, 2-star, that's enough. He makes the Yeti invisible to be able to grab it. He's going to at least approach. There's the first star of the town hall. He gets a 50%, and he gets the victory here for Dark Phoenix. Congratulations, which means they will be advancing to next weekend, and X Team Esports will play one more war tomorrow to keep their hopes alive.
Yeah, but look at this. It just shows how close this match actually was. Because they will now win with basically like 4%, 5%, something more, but just 1 star more. So it was actually always in X Team's reach, but unfortunately the last attack was was not close to becoming a 3-star. But if it had been, they would actually have won this. So nice job there from both teams, but also hands off nice to Ashok, because it is very hard when things go that wrong. I mean, he reacted so well with sending the hybrid early to create pathing for the queen into this town hall, and then it was quite unlucky that she didn't go there. I think she was following some skeletons or something like that, and he reacted quickly on the fly with the blimp. Just imagine if he would have used the siege machine somewhere else already, then he would really have sweated a lot more than that. So good job to him securing the victory, and congratulations to Dark Phoenix. They are in stage 4.
Congrats indeed. Dark Phoenix advancing, keeping their hopes alive, where if you make it to the next stage, everything is reset. All your wins goes away, all your losses, so then you will have to just win 3 more to be able to advance again. Let's go and welcome back Woody and Itsu here. What was your guys' thoughts on that match? And I'll start with you, Woody, because Woody, it seems like you are a fan favorite of the Dark Phoenix team.
Very happy to see them moving on, and happy that there are no undefeated predictions among the casters at this point. We have all made mistakes in the past, but when it comes down to it, most important predictions for the teams that you've been watching the longest, I think Dark Phoenix has got a solid chance at moving on. So great job to them, even though it was a bit of a dicey performance. In the end, we had some tight attacks that didn't quite live up to expectations. It was a win nonetheless, and a 3 victory run brings them on to stage 4. We've got one more war left today, and I'm really looking forward to casting it. I'll let you pick up the bits from this last match, though, Maxi. What are your thoughts?